So morning everyone. A little bit of a different task in hand today. I have to do a bit of a cleaning job on my Jeep. It's due for that famous old DOE tomorrow. To clean it now underneath, jack it up, give it a good wash. Oh, it's due a wash anyway. The winter time there, we've been going over some dirty roads, and the bottom, I'd say underneath of her is well caked in muck. So a good wash is probably no harm. It kind of gives me a chance as well to have a good look over and make sure everything's working, and she's just back. She had a service there back a few weeks ago, full service. So everything mechanically wise is 100%. It's just cosmetically now, need to just check lights and check a few bits and pieces of fluids and things, make sure everything's all right. So this is an L200 Series 5. You probably wonder why the number plate's gone. The number plate's gone on the back as well. I just have to take them off because the lettering on the number plates is slightly smaller than the normal ones. They're not a fancy number plate or anything, they're just slightly, the numbers are slightly smaller. So the last time she threw the test, he just told me that you'd be supposed to put on get their proper registration plates for her. So I got a set made for her actually after I got her tested last time, but I never put them on, so I'm going to put them on now. Now I've had L200s a long time now. Mitsubishi is all I would ever buy, and I bought my first L200, I think it was a Series 3, 02 it was at the time. Oh, an absolute brilliant Jeep. Never once had I put a tool to it. Had it 7 years, then I changed and bought a Series 4 L200. No, sorry, after that I bought a Pajero, an actual the new type Pajero, and I had had it for, it was a long wheelbase. Had it for about 2 years. Loved it, loved the power, comfort, absolutely awesome Jeep. Had to get rid of it because obviously young kids, and we have a set of twins as well, and that left it, we needed space doing school runs and things. We needed space in the back, and obviously the tax on the little Jeep is going to be massively high, because if you put seats in the back of it, you can get crew cabs and things done to it, but it wasn't worth time putting all that effort into it, and it had to go. Then came along another L200, which was the Series 4. Had it for 6 or 7 years again. Loved it again. Never once had to do a single mechanical thing to it. I think the biggest thing was, I don't know, was a Hardy Spicer on the drive shaft had kind of seized on it. Through my own fault of not greasing it enough. But otherwise, perfect. It went onto a new owner, a local enough owner, who is still driving it today. So I bought it, happy with it. Again, flawless, that's what I say. That's why I love the L200s, and I'll never leave them. Just so reliable. She's a 2.4, but plenty of power. It's just the way she's geared. She's the first 6-speed in the L200 now, so she is. So I put a set of side steps on her because the kids were having a bit of trouble getting in and out. There was a bar there before. The outside of the tyres are starting to get a little bit bolted over. Little bit, but there's plenty of good grip. I had a tyre company look at it, and the fronts are perfect. I should have swapped them around probably last year. I didn't. That would have saved, I would have wore them down an awful lot more even, but still, all in all, I've done a lot of miles on them, and they've worn fierce well for an old budget tyre that came on them. They were brand new tyres that came on her when I bought her. But my idea is, I don't want to have to just change the 2. I want to change the 4, maybe later on this year, and I'll get an all-terrain tyre and put it on, something with a little bit more grip. There's Cooper tyres there that were absolute phenomenal tyre on my last L200. But yeah, it's maybe something with a little bit more grip. On the front, I had to put an LED light bar on the front of it because the lights were phenomenally bad. I couldn't get over how bad the lights was, because the last 2 L200s had great lights, but I was driving this one home the first night I bought it. I went to collect it in the dark, driving it home, and I nearly had to stop on the side of the road because I couldn't believe, I thought there was something wrong, how bad the lights were. I also converted the fog lights to LED, and that made a massive difference. But the LED light bar is just brilliant. You can see a bracket there. I put a bracket in for adjusting it up and down, but you don't see that when the number plate's on, so that's all hidden. Nice and neat, great light, powerful light out of it, and made a huge difference to the front of that. So inside you can see she's got all the mod cons. Push start, so we'll just put on the ignition now at the minute. Starts up, and you have your touch screen control here. You've obviously got your reversing cameras as well, so just hit it in reverse and the cameras automatically come on. Very, very handy, absolutely brilliant they are. Also has cameras built in here, so it's got a lane changing sensor, so if you drifted over the white line, it will beep and tell you that you're leaving your lane and you're drifting too far over the white line, just in case maybe you fell asleep or just lost concentration. It will beep to tell you to move back in. Can be annoying because it doesn't always get it right, and that can be, it beeping all the time can be annoying. But there is a button that you can touch, and when you touch it, it turns that LDW signal off. And the only thing is, every time you stop your Jeep and restart it, you have to, it re-engages again, so you have to turn it off every time. But it's a good safety feature. Heated seats on both sides in the front. Obviously it's got the Barbarian leather seats, very, very comfortable. So compared to the Series 4, what's different? Dash is very different. It's more like the Pajero, the new type Pajeros. It's on the other Series 4, it was more plasticky, it felt more robust. In here you have a lovely kind of I wouldn't say that's leather, I'm not sure what fabric it is, but it's soft and it's really nicely finished. There's just a step up in quality. Even the controls and the steer and everything is just so much better and so much nicer to be in here. L200s were known for being quite hard on the road. Look, I didn't pass much remarks on that, I'm used to them. Crew cabs are always going to be that little bit harder than an actual Jeep will be, but didn't bother me, not in the slightest. This is definitely more comfortable, way more comfortable. I'm not sure what has been changed, because I believe the chassis is basically the same as before, but definitely more comfortable. Gears, you got your 6-speed. So on other previous L200s, that was one thing I didn't like. If you're on a motorway, you were 5th gear, you were slogging it on, you're doing about 80 or 90 kilometers an hour, you could hear a lot of engine noise. You're at a high rev. In this, no, it's completely differently geared. That extra 6th gear makes a huge difference. If I had to pick between all three L200s, robustness, the first one, which would be the Series 3. That thing, for a person who's doing real hard work and don't want to spend an awful lot of money, you can pick them up very cheap, and they are a workhorse. Just unbelievable. But for comfort, definitely the Series 5. Now the Series 4 was a nice looking Jeep too, and there's loads of them still around, and there's an awful lot of stuff you can do to them to make them look better if you want. But this Series 5 is just brilliant. Now there's a Series 6 out now, and to be honest with you, I'm not dying about it. I've seen the front of it and I just don't know, I'm on the fence. I love the back of it, I like the way the back of it's done, but I just can't get my head around that front face on the new one. It might grow on me over time, and I'm sure whenever I go to change this, which won't be for a good while yet, but whenever I do, I probably will go for a Series 6. Or maybe they'll come out with something new, or even again, so we'll just wait and see what happens. So for now, let's get up and get this washed. So that's it. That's all washed now and cleaned. So it takes a bit of time when you're doing underneath as well. But we have our good and clean now. I don't think there's any more muck we could get off her. Took a while there to clean the street after too, so I was very surprised about how much muck actually was on it. But that's what you get. The roads around here, some of the roads we're travelling are in rough shape, so there's no doubt about it. One particular road that we drive over to look our cattle, where that new shed is, wouldn't have seen tar in over 40 years, and it's just an absolute mess. And unfortunately that's what a lot of roads are like. A lot of small roads are like in County Cavan. But yeah, all's cleaned up. Hopefully now tomorrow she'll pass the test, and I get the number plates on now. I actually have them in the shed. I'll put them on now in a wee while, and that's it. She's ready for the test. There's nothing else I can do to her. I've checked the lights, checked all the oils and waters and things, and everything's on the percent. Tires in the back is the only thing, maybe, but maybe just I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking it. I think they should be alright. There's still loads of tread on them tires, so they should be alright. The front tires is about 80% on them yet, so it should be grand. And if the worst did come to the worst, I'll have to put a set of tyres in the back of her. As I said before, I didn't want to have to do that, because I want to just change all 4 tyres and put all terrain tyres on her at some stage. So I think there's plenty of miles still left on them, and they're good and safe, so shouldn't be a problem. So once again, thanks very much for watching. Any of you that are new to the channel, please subscribe, give us a like, comment down below any questions you have. We'll answer them to the best of our ability. Hit that little bell up on the right hand corner. It'll notify you of whenever our videos are up. And until the next one, folks, we'll talk to you very soon. Thanks for watching.